So today I thought I'd start by showing you some of my stash. So this is going to be a series. I have quite a lot of stash, as those who have watched the podcast will know. So I thought I'd just go through casually short videos, just showing you what is in the stash, who it's by, and what plans, if any, I have for them. We're going to start with one of the biggest sections, which is my single skeins of sock yarn. I have a lot. I am going to count them and let you know how many there are. Alright guys, I'm really glad you can't see the chaos that is at my feet. So I have just counted and I have around approximately 50 skeins of sock yarn. So that is yarn that doesn't include single ply, it doesn't include any other fibres other than kind of like things like silk and bamboo, doesn't include those, just includes 4-ply fingering the sock weight, so 75-25 basically is what most of these are. Start with these beauties because they crinkle. This is the Knit Pick straw fingering tweed. No, it's not, it's just straw fingering. This is Dove Heather. I have it in Mint Wonderland. I have it in Dogwood Heather. This is a partial skein, so I don't really count this because I use this for some socks. I really like Knit Pick's yarn, it's really affordable. I also have this Stroll fingering cucumber tonal, which is their, I think this is their hand paint version. I haven't used this yet, but I really want to use this for some socks, it's so soft. So the Stroll fingering is 75-25 and it's 462 yards, which is crazy amounts. But yeah, so I have that in lots of different bases, but I primarily use that for socks. Alright, so I'm going to go through the single sock yarns first, that I only have one skein of these particular dyers. There's no particular order, I'm just going to go through kind of the dyers I have one of and then go from there. So this is from Easy Knits and this is called Life in Plastic, which is their Deeply Wicked base, which is a 400 metre skein. And it is such a great tonal pink and I'm really looking forward to using this with some other things. I'm not very good at buying tonal 4-ply, sorry, flaccid skein. I'm not very good at buying tonal 4-ply, so I need to get better at doing that even with some of the other things I have. Not got very much of, and I wish I'd got some more, is Skein Queen. So this is Summer Houses and this is their 4-ply. So pretty. And it's their Crush 75-25. All of these are 75-25 unless I say. I guess that's the easiest way of doing it. This is 425 metres, but this is a gorgeous skein. I've been dying to make a kind of faded pink something, and this has been on my radar for a little while. I heard about Easy Knits. Here you go, I've got another Easy Knits. This is one of their Biggie Flash skeins. This is Rainbow Nights, and this is 600 metres. And because it's 600 metres, I have no clue what to do with it. So if you've got any suggestions for what is equivalent to a skein and a half, let me know. This is Beach Bum by Sweet Tea Yarns, which is Molly Klein. Love this. This is a recent stash enhancement. More commercial, so this is Malabrigo Pearl, Malabrigo Sock, and it's in the Pearl colourway, which is a lovely tonal grey, which I'm looking forward to using again with some crazy things, because sometimes you just need to tone down the crazy. Maybe a brioche kind of project would be good. I also have this. This is a souvenir skein of Overdue to Be. I hope I've said that right. This is her Bonichetta, and this is also a really large skein. This is 500 metres of 100% merino. And I bought this in Barcelona on a girls' trip, and I absolutely loved that girls' trip, and I haven't used it because I want to, you know, do it justice. So the other thing I have that is one skein of is this. This is Caked Up, but this is Countess Ablaze. This is the original. I'm pretty sure it's the original If I Want Exposure. It's a BFL mix and has been caked up forever, and I just don't know what to do with it. But it's so pretty. Might just be socks, because it is a BFL and I do like BFL in my socks. Jelly Bean yarns. This is called Peaches, which is cute. I think she's still dyeing, and I think you can get her yarn in some of the independent yarn shops. I think she sells direct to them, but this is really cute. I don't know why I haven't used it yet. And that, I think, is it for the single skeins where I haven't repeat bought a dyer. So the next lot are things where I've bought more than one skein from the dyer themselves. So I'll start off with the small amounts and then build from there. I also have a few more other skeins of DK from Pixie Yarns, but here's a few of the ones that I have in 4-ply. So this is Bristol Belle, which I have caked up, and I started knitting and then I was like, I don't want them to be socks, they're too nice. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this. This is Bristol Belle based on the hot air balloon. So Bristol is famous for its hot air balloon festival that we have in the summer, normally in August, not this year unfortunately, but Bristol Belle was one of the first hot air balloons that I think that Cameron Balloons made, but I'm not sure. Every Bristolian knows random facts about hot air balloons. That's just what we do. And then I've got 22, which is another skein of, it's too pretty, I don't want to touch it. But I will. This is her fairy base, she calls it, and this is 425 metres. Pretty. There's so many speckles in it. I will show you more Pixie. I have a fade set as well, which I don't count as single skeins because it's all together. I count that as sweater quantity. I don't know if anybody else would. Oh, this is a single beauty. So this wasn't a single beauty. I did have Fusion Frenzy, but this is Hey Sister Yarnco, and this is Tooth Fairy, I think. Or Sweet Tooth I think it was, and this has a tiny bit of stellina in it and some little mint speckles, but again this is a hoard treasure because Hey Sister Yarnco are no longer dying or podcasting, it appears. I'm really sad about that. I loved their podcast. Again, you will see a million skeins of Biff Sugar in the DK video, but this is Demelza. And in fact, I think I've got 2 skeins of the same, so technically this shouldn't be a single skein, but oh, it's one of my favourite colours. I really love it. And this is the MCN. I did have this on the DK and then I started knitting with it and I was like, I need more. Yeah, this is the MCN. So it's an 80-10-10, 365 metres. Just reminds me of the sea and mussel shells and Cornwall and oh, love it. I have this skein of Olam, which is Drizzle. Again, this was when I was trying to add some neutral tonals. And I have this rather pathetic looking skein, I need to retwist it, of Ghost Rider. It shows the colours perfectly though. And that's Ghost Rider. So I bought those on a little yarn trip to Brighton, to Yak, which is a lovely yarn shop if you are around and about the Brighton area. The next 2 skeins I got on a D-stash, and these are a homespun house. So these are, I don't think, available anymore. I was really sad when Molly moved to America because I thought, oh, that's it, I'm never going to be able to buy any homespun house. But that's not true because she's back from she's back to Germany from America, which I'm really pleased about. I don't know why, I'm sure if you check out her video she'll probably explain why, but I'm really pleased about it, and she's opening Homespun House back in Germany. So I have these 2 skeins which I bought on D-stash. So this was yesterday's laundry, and I think this one is a Gilmore Girls Club, and this one was called I Could Just Picture Her, Gasp a Pop-Tart. I've never seen Gilmore Girls, so I don't know what that means, but I really love the skein. It's really fun, and her colours are gorgeous, and those just need to be together in some capacity. Still going through the skeins of I have 2 of. This is Sweet Georgia, and I bought this in a sale from a yarn story in Bath a while ago, and this is the colourway Ginger. This is an 80-20, it's 425 yards. Knit with this yet. This is the Tough Love sock. This is Ginger. And this one, the name escapes me, but I will put it on screen because I'm sure Ravelry will tell me. But I bought those to go together, and I did actually buy another skein that was meant to go to make a 3 skein set, but they had sold out of the 3rd skein, sadly. So I just have 2. But I've got other things in my stash that I could put with them. I've just found Beehive yarns. This is Rose Lichen. I caked this up recently so that I can start a project with it. So love that. This was also a D-stash bargain that I think I got from Tracy of Nora George, I think is where I got that from. Talking of Nora George, segue, this is a Weed Ram, on a stellina base, and I bought this when I went to Edinburgh. She did some Edinburgh colourways, but she wasn't at Edinburgh. For this was 2018, I think I went. And yeah, so I bought this as a kind of souvenir. This is my most recent skein, which is Dog Rose. Then I have Tulip. This is one of my oldest ones. This is a stellina, and a high twist actually. So this is 7525 stellina, 400 meters. This is probably one of the oldest skeins I have of indie dyed yarn in my stash, along with some stranded, just because it was too pretty and I didn't feel like I was a good enough knitter at the time to knit it, and then it's just kind of been buried in the bottom of the stash. No reason really. So yeah. This is good because it's sort of reminding me of all the lovely things I have in my stash. Talking about the oldest yarn in my stash, these two probably are the oldest in my stash. This is Naive Watercolour from Stranded, and I bought this at my first unravel, so that's a few years ago now, probably 4 years ago. And I also bought this. This is the Sugar Plum, and this is also on their stellina. I don't think she sells this base anymore, or she's changed the name of it. Yes, I bought them to go together. I have since decided that's going to go with something else, but they just need knitting up. I also think those two look pretty nice together too. Continuing on, these are recent acquisitions from Dusty Dimples D-Stash, which leads me beautifully on to the next thing. So this is Nougat, and this I Want Exposure Bras Off a Clock. With that beautiful segue into Dusty Dimples. So I got that stranded yarn from Aisha. I love Dusty Dimples and I have a lot of her yarn. This is skeined up because I really want to knit it, and it's part of one of my next projects. This is Timber, and it's so autumnal. It's purpley and orangey and yellowy and browns, and oh, love this colour. So this is Timber by Dusty Dimples. This is the Blue Tango colourway, which was a Flower Power Fund colourway from her. Then I have Grit, which is another one. It's not typically my colours, this green, but I really love it. And I love knitting kind of manly projects out of these kind of greens. I think it suits my little boy really well as well, so I might knit him a jumper out of this. I have Flash Dance, which is one of my favourite colourways of all time. It's the grey with these kind of neon but pastel speckles, and I'd really love to make a jumper out of this, and I keep meaning to ask her to dye me up a sweater quantity because it is so good. Flash Dance is such a good name for a colourway. Then you've seen this recently. This is Hermione's Gown, which I've seen recently on her website, and I don't know whether it's changed or she's changed the name, but it was a different colour to this. So I got that on a D-Stash. And then this one is I Smell Children. This is last year or the year before's Hocus Pocus colourway. I bought two. I also bought the Sanderson sisters, but I don't know where that's gone. Beautiful purples and greens. Perfect Halloweeny colourway. And the last one is Heart Floats, and I absolutely love this colourway. I have it on DK also. I ordered it on 4ply and then was like, I also want this in DK. And I'm looking at maybe making a cardie out of the DK that I have. It may shock you that I only have one skein of Mr. B's that is not a sweater quantity of sock yarn. I do have DK and I have minis galore, but I only have one skein of fingering that is not a sweater quantity, and it's this one, and this is Deep, which is their Hiddleston 4ply 425. It's a lovely colour, but again, this was me building tonals so that I can put them with some of the more crazy skeins in my stash. Which leads us to the last few skeins, and these are from Lay Family Yarns. Again, you'll see a lot more of them in other stash videos, but this was my D-Stash. So this was Blue Skies and Pink Parasols. which I got on a D-stash. This is an old Skein Sugar Sprinkles, which is a stellina, and this was part of their afternoon tea club that they did and I loved. And Macaron, which I'm currently knitting with, was also an afternoon tea colourway. That came with a gorgeous charm. It's been caked up forever. This is a gorgeous present that Kelly gave me, a long time ago now. I think it's Faded Bouquet. And I caked it and I was like, I need to knit it immediately, and I just don't know what to knit with it. It's so lovely, and because it was a gift, it's very special. So I don't know, any ideas, please let me know in the comments below. Last up is hedgehog. So I don't have a lot of hedgehog, and in fact these were all bought at the same time, and I haven't used any of my hedgehog because I feel like they're too special. So I have Zephyr, and these are all 400 meters, and they are, they're 90-10, so they're 90 superwash, 10% nylon. So this one's Zephyr. This one is Monet, I think, yes. This is Monet. I really wanted a sweater quantity, but I just couldn't get one. And this is Kimono. I really feel like these need to be together in something, but I don't know what. Zephyr I'm not overly as keen on, actually. I think that's because there's a lot of black in it, and I shy away from dark tones typically in terms of kind of black. Simply because if I wear something plain black, it just does not suit me. That is all of my single skeins of sock yarn, and as I said, there was quite a few. I think I've counted that there is 50 skeins, and what I might do is next year think about kind of doing a kind of whip down or something, maybe a cowl, to kind of get that down a little bit. But thank you so much for watching. As I said, this is going to be the start of a series, so I will periodically film parts of my stash for you to see, and, you know, chat a bit about them, how I got them, what they are. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you guys really soon. Bye!